Hey guys, what's up? Neil Temple of Doom here from Pop Cultured with Silver Screen Sheen and team. Check us out on the radio every Saturday at 5 p.m. at cjbk.com. That's News Talk 1290, a Bell Media station on iHeartRadio. Now today, I've got another movie review, and I'm going to review Tomb Raider. The latest incarnation of Tomb Raider. This is the reboot, of course, starring Alicia Vikander and Dominic West and Walter Goggins, and it's pretty good, actually. It's not bad at all. I'm gonna give you a little more details on whether or not this is the best video game adaptation or not. It's kind of arguable because it's not excellent, it's not gonna be that memorable, but it is pretty good. So this main story, this whole reboot here, is basically following the disappearance of her father, Richard. Lara makes a living as a bike courier. She wants to make it on her own steam rather than live on the inheritance that her father's going to leave her because he's presumed dead on a fantastical island. And so what winds up happening is that Lara winds up reluctantly accepting the access to her father's office, where she finds a pre-recorded message and Richard detailing his research from this ancient queen, I guess it's this empress named Himiko, and it's this queen of Yamatai, this Japanese queen who is said to bring death with her everywhere she goes. So that's the mystery of that Richard was looking out for. Now, Lara winds up traveling to Hong Kong, where she hires a boat captain to take her to the island, because it's hard to find people to take her to the island into the Devil's Sea, because it's so dangerous and so rocky, and of course there's storms and everything, and of course the curse and all that supernatural stuff. But he does wind up taking her there, and they both wind up getting marooned on the island, and they wind up bumping into the Trinity guys. These guys are called Trinity. They're a part of some group that are kind of like mercenaries that are just after this curse, this legend, and I guess the financial value attached to it, but we don't really know the real reason why they want it. So that's basically the main thing about this movie, is that Lara's in search of her father. She's there to find her father. She's not so interested in the tombs and the artifacts at this point. Again, this movie is the first one, so it's very much like, Rise of the Tomb Raider, where she's just kind of figuring out kind of what she wants to do and finding her place in the world and whatnot. So Lara's, she's coming of age. There isn't that much character progression with Lara, unfortunately, and there are a lot of scenes in this movie that are not that memorable. Unfortunately, I wish they were. I wish it was a little bit more, memorable. I wish it had a little bit more oomph. Especially from the antagonists, which seemed a little bit generic. I really like Walter Goggins. He's a really great actor, and he's really cool in this movie. He does chew the scenery quite well. And I do like the confrontations and the action and all the set pieces. It's a little bit like Raiders of the Lost Ark, naturally, which is what Tomb Raider, is inspired from anyway. So there's some traps and things like that. So it's a pretty good movie, though. It's just not that special. That's the only thing about this Tomb Raider, is that there's just nothing really that special. There was no real humor in the movie either. There's a couple of lines. We get Nick Frost as a pawn shop owner there. He's pretty good, and there's a couple other lines that are amusing, but there's nothing like laugh out loud funny or wow, that was the edge of my seat, and wow, now I need the comedy to relief, to come down. There really wasn't enough of that. So they really could have done a lot more with the humor, with the balance of, the pacing of the movie that way. Give us something to laugh at, give us something to be shocked at, and things like that. I liked it. Is it the best video game movie of all time? I don't know. It's debatable. I guess it depends on what video games you like. But it's a good one. I would still give it a, marginal thumbs up, and I am going to give this movie a 7 out of 10, because it's a good, not great movie. You don't have to see it in the theater, honestly. It's not really that big a deal. It's almost like this movie could have been streamed, just in your home consoles at home or whatnot, like a Netflix movie or something like that. So it's not really worth the full price, in my opinion, but it is pretty good. It's a very middle-of-the-road movie, and it's not going to please everybody. But if you're just looking for the simple, great adaptation of the video game, recapturing the look of those recent last two Tomb Raider games, if you want to see that, live action, absolutely. They do a great job in that capacity, and the visuals are wonderful. The acting is very good. So, like I said, it's a pretty good movie, not a great one. So again, my name is Neil Temple of Doom. I want to thank you guys for checking out this quick review of Tomb Raider. And until next time, check us out on the radio, cjbk.com, Saturdays at 5 p.m. All right, guys. Peace.